mouth at the sound of Jimmy Hart. Hey, check out my new tag team, baby, Monty and the Pharaoh.
Hey, Jimmy, don't forget to tell them about Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast.
Well, you know what, I would, but you already did it.
It's Monty and the Pharaoh.
With Monty and Pharaoh. The Monty and Pharaoh Show.
Monty and Pharaoh, bro.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh. The Monty and the Pharaoh.
The Monty and Pharaoh Show.
And you're watching the Monty and Pharaoh Show.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
With Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
It's Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh. Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and Pharaoh. It's Monty and the Pharaoh. And Monty and the Pharaoh. Oh, is it Monty and the Pharaoh?
Monty and Pharaoh.
The Monty and the Pharaoh Show.
The Monty and the Pharaoh. To the Monty and the Pharaoh Show. And it's Monty and the Pharaoh, baby.
Watching Monty and the Pharaoh.
With Monty and the Pharaoh. Monty and the Pharaoh. Oh, what a run.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Monty and the Pharaoh.
Hey, cut the fucking music. When you want the best in professional wrestling, Long Island, there's only one place you're going to get it, right here.
Monty and the Pharaoh. Now, that's not just the coolest, and that's not just the best. That, my friends, is just incredible. Monty and the Pharaoh.
You've got the future Hall of Famer, that rocker, Marty Jannetty, MJ in the house, and I'm sitting here with two more future Hall of Famers, Monty and the Pharaoh. We're doing that stuff and we're gonna rock it.
Straight to the top. We're living this life, not just dreaming it, we're doing it for real. Straight to the top. Working hard every day just to leave out that tower.
All right, welcome to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast out of Indie Music TV here out of Ronkonkoma, New York. Long Island.
New York.
Is Long Island bigger than New York?
No.
That's a trick question.
What?
At the boards, our super producer, Matt. Thanks for coming in on a Saturday, my friend.
Of course, lovely day.
To the right is the star of the show, Mr. Jimmy Farrow. Jimmy, how are you, my friend?
I made it, and I cut myself off from the bar before midnight. Aren't you proud of me?
I am very proud.
I did it. I done did it. What up?
What'd you drink last night?
Too much.
Even after
You've
I said
never
don't
heard of that
drink?
brand? Too much?
Too much?
Yeah, too much. Well, yeah,
No,
maybe.
seriously, what did you hit last
What the
night?
heck did I have last night? All right, let me try to remember now. Oh, my God, it's fuzzy. Some sort of single barrel from Evan Williams, I think.
What is that?
Sorry, Brian. My buddy Brian hates Evan
Is that a
Williams.
whiskey?
Never mind. Yeah, it's a whiskey.
Dude, you're into whiskey, man.
Yeah,
I
I'm
don't know how you just sip on
terrible.
whiskey. On the rocks or
No,
just...
on the rocks? Putting water in my whiskey?
That's fucking
Oh,
gross,
thank
bro.
you, man.
Well, let's get into it, man. Today
Yeah,
we
let's
have
do
our
it.
special star, the Northeast #1 biggest pro wrestling agent, Eric Sims. Eric, how are you, my friend?
No BS, it's your cult hero. It's ESS. And I got to tell you, I love this studio. This is, compared to where we came from, this is 100% much
It's a real television studio.
I like this place.
You got producers counting you. They got producers
This
checking
guy's
your
guy's
mic.
good. He knows what the fuck he's doing.
Hey, he's a college.
Here we go.
He's college degree.
He looks good, and he's handsome too. Not that I'm looking, but you know.
What? Okay.
No, I didn't mean it like that. Listen,
Eric,
compared to the other one.
Before this thing goes off the rails, we're going to do something called the juice, right? That's where the Pharaoh tells a little bit about Eric Sims and gets the audience who may not be familiar with you all juiced up for this interview. So, Pharaoh, let's hit the
Okay,
juice.
let's have the juice. Freshly canned or squeezed? Well, you like pulp in your
Let's
juice?
go with squeeze.
This ain't Orange Cassidy. Here, you know?
No, yo, I have my hands in my
on
pockets
now.
while I read this thing.
I'm already laughing.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the juice. Wait a second.
You didn't say the Jew. It's the juice.
I didn't say that. Oi. Oh,
Yeah, I got to hear myself correctly.
Ladies and gentlemen, here comes the not the Jew, the juice.
Okay.
All right, but he is a Jew. Never mind. All right.
Don't go there.
But why not?
I can go there. You can't go
yes,
there.
I can.
Jew?
I am too.
You're a fellow.
Hey, Vay, what are you kidding me?
And for Mike over there, Monty,
no,
it's
Mike.
Oive Maria. What?
You know, Baruch Ato adenoids. I can't.
Had your adenoids out?
Yeah, I kind of do.
Let me hear yours. Your Baruch, whatever.
Baruch atah Adonai.
He doesn't have enough chah.
Eloheinu melech haolam.
There we go.
Borei pari hagafen. That's the wine prayer. That is our wine prayer.
You're not going to.
Can you say a prayer for us to do well today during our live?
I suppose no one knows this about Moses.
A Jewish prayer for
Baruch atah Adonai. Let's do well.
I had the first three
right,
words right.
hit him with the juice,
Yeah, but
man.
this juice looks strange. This is not my juice. All right, fine. Eric Arthur Sims, August 24th, 1921, passed away 2009. This is not my juice. An English, I don't even know what this is. Ornithologist, naturalist, writer, sound recordist, broadcaster, and conservationist. Oh, he's a nice guy. As well as decorated wartime bomber. We had balls too. Wartime Bomber Command.
Is this the right Eric? Wait a second! Is this the right Eric Sims?
Talking about me?
I think we got the incorrect Eric Sims.
Wait a minute, I think I got the wrong Eric Sims.
And I wonder who did it, by the way. By the way, before you look at me
I want
funny.
to know who writes this shit.
Well, I told you, I could tell you who wrote that shit. I could tell you who wrote that shit. Anyway, folks, let's get this right for our esteemed, no BS in ESS guest. Okay. Acclaimed agent Eric Sims, that's this guy right here, not this person I was just reading about, Mike. Acclaimed agent Eric Sims is one of the biggest names in the wrestling entertainment world. That's right. The CEO of ESS Promotions LLC has built its reputation working with many of the top independent wrestling companies, small businesses, and corporate America. How about them apples? With the goal of bringing you our brand of cost-effective and fan-friendly entertainment. This man has been doing this for decades. He has worked with one Hall of Famer after another, and he has brought down some more great guests for this great show today. Ladies and gentlemen, this is, in my opinion, the promoting cornerstone of this freaking coast, Eric Sims.
Yes, baby! Yeah, baby! Woo! Eric Sims in the house.
That's a little better than the first one, right?
Yeah, I'm glad to be here. Glad someone goes on my webpage and reads the about stuff on the webpage.
Hey, you passed away 11 years ago. You look great.
You're a renowned orthodontist. Anyway, Eric has finally arrived.
Dr. Yankum over here.
You are on Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast.
Number one.
I finally made it. I got onto Monty and the Pharaoh. Instead of bringing talent in,
can retire.
I am now a guest on Monty and the Pharaoh. I've been waiting for this for 2.5 years.
First of all, Monty and the Pharaoh love ESS Promotions. We've built a great relationship together, and it's been nothing but positive stuff since we've joined that. So anyway, let's go. Let's hit him with the questions. Pharaoh, you ready to go?
Yeah, I'm ready to go.
This.
No comment, no comment, and no comment.
Well, I'll give you that.
No comment.
If there's something you feel uncomfortable about, Mr. Sims, by all means, you can pass on any question that you may get.
Just
pass.
No.
Just please don't pass.
Oh, I have to answer this, right?
You have to answer.
I will answer.
Well, here's one I doubt that you'll turn down. Where did your love for pro wrestling all begin?
Well, 1977. A friend of mine, I was in 4th grade. He said, Eric, there's wrestling on a midnights, Channel 9, WWOR back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
So I watched it. I fell in love with it back then, 1977. I was 4th grade. So I was just a kid. I said, I want to do this for the rest of my life.
Right away, almost. Huh?
I fell in love with it. I had my dad take me to a couple of the local shows. I did good in school, so I could earn. So motivation for him to take me to the local shows, and so I went. And again, I fell in love. I said I want to do this for the rest of my life. 10 years later, 1985, I broke into the business, and I've been here ever since. And I've pretty much get to work with every major star that from the golden era, up to today. I pretty much work with everybody.
When you first laid your eyes on pro wrestling on television, did you have aspirations to become a wrestler? How did it lead you to being a promoter?
I did want to listen. I said I wanted to become a wrestler,
Mm-hmm.
and when I even got trained a little bit. I dabbled in it. Then, I promoted my first show with some partners.
Well, wait a minute. Slow it down.
I'm jumping.
You got trained. Don't jump all. You got trained a little bit. Tell us about how you got trained. What was that like?
First, I'm jumping a little ahead of the game a little bit. So I broke in. I went to Asbury Park Convention Hall. I think it was a Dennis Galam show, or it was an independent wrestling show there. I saw two kids standing on the stage, younger than me. They were before they became famous. But Balls Mahoney and Chris Candido. Mm-hmm. So, or is it? No, it wasn't Balls. It was Chris Candido and another guy who didn't make it. Who didn't make it. I later met Balls. They were all three of them were friends. So, we all got together. They started taking me to we started traveling to the Brooklyn Underground wrestling, the Spanish Underground. And we started just traveling all, to New York all the time, meeting all this,
Well, so what do you mean you got together? Like you were trying to become a professional wrestler and you started hanging out with these guys?
I just wanted to be part of the business. I didn't know what I wanted to do, but I wanted to be a part of the business. So I thought I wanted to be a wrestler. So I went up, I watched it a little bit. Went to Gleason's gym. Bobby Bald Eagle trained me a little bit. I got, and
were you not into the physicality? I mean, it's not for everybody. It's difficult.
I'll get to that. I wasn't tough enough, but
okay.
Because you're a sizable guy.
Yeah,
he's
well, now I am.
guy.
But back then when I was 17, I was tall, but not. So I guess getting trained, and then we decided to promote our first wrestling show, which is March 4th of 1987. So from 85 to 87, I'm just making my way, meeting different people, going to different shows, this and that. And then, fast forward 1987. So, after, training a little bit, whatever. So I wanted to do my first show. So with me and Scott, Chris's friend, and Balls, we promoted our first show. And it was okay. Abdul the Butcher versus David Schultz in a steel cage in Asbury Park. And
that sounds okay.
That was your first show that you promoted?
Uh-huh.
That's good.
That's a great show.
I'd go see that.
Steel cage match. And it was good. Formed a great relationship with Abby back then. And
this is going to sound very nerdy. What was the result of that match? Because I just want to know. I can't see either of them putting each other over. So what happened there?
They both got out of the cage.
They would have put each other over.
They
probably.
basically got out of the cage at the same time, brawled all over the arena, and destroyed the place.
Yeah. In other words,
moving forward after that, I went up to David Schultz's school. He had a school up in Connecticut called Passarillo's Quest. So I got up there. I got in the ring with him. He took it easy with me, and then he put me through the paces. And once I got put through the paces, I said, "This ain't for me."
Yeah,
I'm lucky to get out of there with my life. Kind of. Yeah.
You wanted to be the brains behind it.
So I said, I want to do something with wrestling, but I'm not tough enough. So I went instead of being in the scene, I went behind the scenes, and that's what I've been for the last 35 years.
Let's go back to mom and dad. So you said, hey, your dad was kind enough to say, hey, Eric, let's go. I'll bring you to the shows. I know you love wrestling. Was he like a type of dad that just did it because of his love for you, or did he actually love the sport himself?
No. More because he loved me. He wasn't really into the wrestling. My dad's an educator. My dad's a smart man. My dad I've always had jobs. I've always worked around wrestling. Like, wrestling's my passion, my love. And I've always had jobs where I could, make it where I could do my wrestling. So my dad's big thing is get a skill in life, have something to fall back on, just have something, whatever it is. So, I just, between me tossing around, going from one job to another, all for my love of wrestling, which is how a lot of people do it. That's what I did.
You had to work around wrestling.
So now I got a decent job. I'm in the medical field now, and I have a kind of a decent job. Pays okay. I'm lucky, but I didn't have. He had the foresight. I didn't have the foresight back then. I should have.
Is your dad still with us?
Yes.
Yeah.
How's your relationship? He's 80. He's gonna be 81 years old in October.
With him now? Do you spend time with him?
They're down in Florida, and I'm up here. We talk. We talk once a week on the phone. Sometimes more with I got a little girl now, so she wants to talk to grandma and grandpa a lot. So, we call, with this coronavirus going around, they're not traveling because it's not safe for them to travel. Especially, my mom's 77, my dad's 80. So while they're healthy, or as healthy as a 77 and 80-year-old can be, we're not going to put them in any risk and have them come up here until it's 100% safe to do so.
Monty and the Pharaoh would like to thank the band that sings the theme song for Monty and the Pharaoh, Aqua Cherry. The theme song is Straight to the Top. You could also catch their other songs, Yes, Yes, Forever and Seasons. Aqua Cherry's music can be found on Spotify, iTunes, Reverb Nation, and Where Music's Sold. Also, our own Jimmy Farrow with his partner Bart Griggs are part of the band Wisteria Hall. Wisteria Hall sings such great songs as In My Dreams, This Life, Not Far Behind, Here Comes the Rain. You can find their music on Spotify, iTunes, and Reverb Nation. By the way, I was talking to Bart.
Yeah.
And he says you're actually, from being part of the show and the music being played, your sales are picking up, so that's great news, right?
Beautiful. I love exposing myself. Go on.
Monty and the Pharaoh can be seen on YouTube, the Monty and the Pharaoh page, Facebook Live on the Monty and the Pharaoh page, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, Twitch TV, Monty and the Pharaoh page, RTF Sports Network now every Thursday from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m., their anchor show, and the replay is on Monday from 9 to 10. Channel 115 every Tuesday from 8:30 to 9 p.m., and then again for the early risers, Channel 115, 6 a.m. to 6:30. And you can catch us on Channel 20 every Friday at 1:30 in the morning. First of all, my wife's going to be bitching at me because we just parlayed from Sims to our little promo cut without telling anybody. But we're going to take a quick commercial break.
We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Pharaoh, seen every Thursday, produced out of Indie Music TV in Ronkonkoma, New York. This is a special Saturday edition with our special guest, super agent, Mr. Eric Sims. Eric, thanks again for joining us. Listen, you have had so many names under your promotion. One that comes to mind is the WWE legend and Hall of Famer, the Iron Sheik. When you first started working with the Iron Sheik, did you mark out, being that you were a wrestling fan like you were?
Back then, when I first met the Iron Sheik around 86 or so, just coming off his hot run in WWE, and so like he was a big star back then, and it's amazing. He is Iranian, Persian. I'm of Jewish descent. The Jews and the Persians are the Iranians. It's not a mix, but
Really?
somehow we mixed together, and we made it work, and to form a bond, a friendship, a working relationship that kind of lasted for 26 years. If it wasn't for the Iron Sheik, there'd be no Eric Sims or ESS Promotions. He kind of put me on the map, and the doors opened.
At the time, you're just getting started. How do you go about even contacting Sheik? Did you come across him at an event?
I met him at a show.
Okay.
We just, I think it was like a Tommy D show or some independent show, and I think it was New York, Brooklyn, Staten
And this is
Island.
as you were slowly doing shows.
Yeah, in the beginning. So. Like around 86 or so, and I met him, and we just took a liking to each other, and it just took a bond and just went forward from there.
So it was almost like a Herb Abrams type of thing, right? Because Herb used to go to these shows.
He showed up naked in cowboy
No,
boots with
no.
a line of coke. What are you talking about?
No, what I mean by this, like Herb used to go to
Wait.
shows, and that's how he started the UWF.
Well, I guess that's how anybody did it back then, or does it. You have to show up. You got to be seen. You got to introduce yourself to the talent. You have to, it's a mutual thing. You want to work with them. They're going to work with you because you're paying them to work for you.
Mm-hmm.
So you want it to get more than just like a business relationship. Business first, always first. But then once you establish the business relationship, then you take it to the to the next step, the next part of the relationship.
Well, that's a good question. So my point is, you start off, you're a wrestling fan, right? We were fans when we started the show, right? Were.
Go on. So sarcastic. Go on, man. Oh,
did you get taken advantage from in the beginning?
Yeah.
Did they know how to work you? Like, did you fall for this and you had to get this 10-day time?
Yeah, it's all a learning experience. Yeah, I got worked a little bit.
So give me an example how you got worked.
They did for the boy, part of the respecting, you carry the boys' bags and, you buy them food or you take care of their needs. Not those needs, but like, food. Food.
Oh, he's on Monty and the Pharaoh, all right. Go on.
Food, bag. Run errands for them. Just do whatever
How about
they need.
Financially, though? Did you get hit?
Some people,
Yeah, how hard was it building up the franchise for you? I mean,
well, it's not easy. In the beginning, everybody wants a lot of money. Anytime I use someone for the first time, they're always going to hit you for a little bit more money. Once they get to know you and they start working with you, then you can wheel and deal a little bit. Once they trust you a little bit, once they understand your operation and how, I have a certain way I work, as well as other people have their ways they work. So other vendors or other agents. So once they understand how my operation works, then it's expectation.
How long did it take that understanding to fully take place? Was it a couple of years into your venture when you found the right formula and said, okay, I can get all this
Sometimes
done?
I think I'm still trying to find.
You're still trying. Oh boy,
sometimes I'm still trying to find them. Well, it takes a while. You see, I look at it this way: every experience is a learning experience.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so. Sometimes you get a talent that's so great that everything goes perfectly that, wow, I wish I could have everybody like that. Then you have talents that are like, I call a little bit high maintenance, so you got to put safeguards into place. Because, okay, so this happened to me this time. I don't want this to happen to me the second time. What can I do? What did I do wrong here that I could do right the next time?
Would it be fair to
reaction?
Would it be fair to say at the beginning? So you're doing wrestling promotions, and then you're starting to bring wrestlers in. Would you say in the beginning you were taking a bath at first, or?
Well, I was doing more merchandising and selling product, and I didn't really get into the agenting stuff till like a little later on. But again, in order for me to get to that agenting thing, I had to work with the talent beforehand and just develop relationships with them so they understand. The greatest thing experience I had is driving them around. Everybody says I'm the chauffeur for them. Yeah, maybe I was, but no better experience than sitting in the car, talking to them, picking their brain, letting them tell their stories of, their day and this and that, because that's the best learning experience you could ever have, bar none.
Well, we were talking at the big event when we had Tony Atlas with us, Rick Allen, Sunny
That's a
Beach.
legendary car
And then
ride.
we had Pat Tanaka with us
That
because
car
we were
ride
taking
is
him for a ride for
legendary.
one of the promotions.
Oh my God,
I got to tell you,
he's
the
right.
hour and a half of them talking was probably better than any shoot interview you'd ever hear.
You shut your mouth,
Yeah,
you open
amazing.
your ears, and you listen. You don't talk unless you're spoken to, and you just learn. Listen to what they say, and you try to learn what to do and what not to do. And if you have any questions, what's this guy like? What was that guy? You can ask, but don't be too markish. But you can also answer your questions. They're happy to talk. They just need someone to talk to. They're on the road. They're away from their family. They're lonely. They want to talk, and they need someone that has a good personality that they can communicate with. So that's so you have a good road partner, a good traveling partner. That's good, and that's what I try to do. Because I pick the guys up at the airport or at the hotel, however I do it. I don't know if they had a fight with their wife. I don't know if they're drunk on the plane. I don't know what their issue is. So I got to feel their energy. The minute they get in the car with me, I gotta feel their energy to see like what direction I'm going. Because how I feel, any of my needs doesn't matter. It's about the talent, and I got to feel their energy to see like where I'm going to lead the conversation or how I'm going to conduct my business with them for the day. And it's not the prearranged business of you're going to do A, B, C, and you're going to get paid A, B, C, or whatever. It's I want to know. I got to feel out. How the conversation is going to go, because what everybody sees is the finished product. The finished product is me showing up with the talent at your studio, or at the next collectible store, at the next wrestling show. You don't know what I go through getting there.
That's why I have respect. When we met each other, that's why I have respect for you, right? Because a lot of people talk and they say, "Hey, why doesn't M&P do this type of thing?" I'm not built like it. I'm not built picking up people. I'm not built with dealing with people's bullshit. And here's the worst part. We have done events, and then some people come over and they don't have any money, or they look sad, and I'm a softie when it comes to that type of stuff.
You should call me Dr. Sims. I should have a PhD in front of my name.
See, I did give the right Wikipedia information.
Because the dealing with these guys, you really need to be a doctor. You need to be a psychologist, psychiatrist, psychologist, whatever.
Or an orthodontist.
Sometimes they need their teeth pulled.
There you go.
Or they need to see an orthodontist because you want to just pop them one. I mean, really.
So was Sheik the coup de grace for you? I mean, you're basically saying he was the catalyst to your success all these years.
If it wasn't for the Iron Sheik, there'd be no ESS.
If he's listening right now, he's probably going to ask you for.
He's not listening right now.
Yeah, but you know what?
Where is this?
It sounds nice what you're saying, but I was watching YouTube videos and stuff like that. That guy treated you like total dog shit. I don't know if that was a work or what. Listen, there's a video out there.
Do you actually have the videos queued up or no?
No, I don't have. I'm not showing the videos queued up, but people can look for it. But I want you to tell the story of. I want to give you the background a little bit, Pharaoh. He's at an event with Iron Sheik, Ultimate Warriors there, or the Warriors there. I guess something happened, and you tell the story, Eric. But I just want to tell the people, if you watch the video, the Sheik starts ripping you a new asshole, and I'm like, whoa.
I told this. Okay. It was in New Jersey. It was in Edison, New Jersey, at the one of the expo centers in Edison. I think it's one of the expo centers in Edison. So there was a big football or multi-sport convention going on. I had the Iron Sheik there. I had Bruno at my table with another person had him. It wasn't my guest. It was one of my partners.
Bruno Sammartino.
Had Bruno Sammartino in there. Hulk Hogan was there. Ultimate Warrior was there, along with other sports football. I think it was a football convention, and they had wrestling there. So other football players were there. The place was madhouse over there. And you watch the video, you'll see it. So I originally, I took Bruno over there to take a picture with the Warrior. Everything went no problem.
Now, did Bruno want to take a picture with the Warrior?
I asked Bruno to do it. After we got done going, we.
Wait a minute, I don't understand. Why would you ask Bruno to do it? Was it with you? So what does it matter?
Because we were coming back from the restroom, and I said, "Hey, let's go to."
So you wanted a picture with Bruno?
I want to get a picture with Bruno.
Gotcha.
It would be good as a good photo op opportunity, because I always like to make like promo pictures, or it's good for the collection. I need it for the collection. So the Warrior was a perfect gentleman, took a picture, was very polite to him, this and that. So I asked Sheik, hey, let's go over, let's do that. So I go over there, and I said, can we take a picture? And Warrior says, go away. You've been talking bad about me, yada, yada, yada. And it got really bad really quick. So Sheik said, "Why did you take me?" He's like, Sheik started apologizing, sir. To try to babyface the situation, because it was turning into a bad situation. And when Warrior wasn't having any of it, then he took someone had to take the heat. So that was me. So he turned to me like, "Why you take me over here? You embarrassed me. This, that, whatever." Boom, boom, and then so we were jaw jacking. What you saw was jaw jacking. The next thing you see, boom, it's right across the face. Just whack. So, and now what do? So the legend slaps me. Do I hit him back and either one, knock him out, two, go back and hit him, and then somehow he defends himself and knocks me out, because he's a professional athlete and probably tougher than I am.
Right, an Iranian
wrestler. Or number three, do nothing, go back with him, both save face, talk about it and survive for another day. And I took the latter part,
which is understandable. But how do you keep a relationship like that?
And here's the thing. When I was going on, I'm thinking to myself, oh fuck, because this is just at the day and age that the cameras and the YouTube. But this is around 2000. 2006, 2007 range, somewhere around there. And just at the height of everybody starting using the cameras and filming stuff. And so I think this is going to end up on YouTube. This is not going to be good. I'm already in the back of my mind know that this is going to happen. So how do I get out of this? I need to de-escalate this and get out of this quick. And there's no easy way of doing that. No, there's no easy way.
You made the right decision.
Yes.
I'm assuming, but
Yes.
but again,
so we talked about when we got back to the table, we started yelling this and that, and when we were alone, we apologized to each other, and we just put.
Well, what did you have to apologize for? Because you thought it would be okay to bring him over?
I took him over there, and it just maybe wasn't.
And you
the
should have
best
known that the warrior was angry?
Well, what I didn't know is that the warrior didn't want to meet anybody. And that's how he's always been. It's like he didn't want to see anybody.
He showed respect for San Martino, though.
Well, yes, but evidently there's a memo that went around, that he didn't want to see anybody, just wanted to do his business and whatever. And he's like that at all his appearances. So
was the memo, did it have like an Ultimate Warrior mask on it or something? Memo from the Warrior?
Do not approach this wrestler.
I don't know.
I mean, what is it with Warrior?
Memo from Warrior. Please leave me alone.
So now
Cranky.
I'm thinking, this is not good. How do I make chicken salad out of chicken shit? So, I
listen. You're a better man than me because I don't think I could have dealt with that type of bullshit.
I just, again, I'm not gonna ruin my relationship with him. And it's all about money. Okay, bottom line, money. Okay, the man was making me a lot of money, and I didn't want to cut ties, give it up, and let the.
You were making him a lot of money too.
Well, yeah, it goes both ways.
Right?
It goes both ways. But again, I didn't want someone else muscle in on my action.
All right, with that, we're going to take a quick commercial break. All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty Nefaro, seen every Thursday, produced out of Indie Music TV in Ronkonkoma, New York, and this is our special Saturday edition with super agent Eric Sims. So, Eric, when we first started doing work together, we all didn't know each other, and me and Jimmy have been friends for a long time, and I think you guys had a moment where you threatened him because you knew Israeli karate. How true is that?
You're such a troublemaker. Go on, Eric. I can't anymore.
I've been training on and off in martial arts since 1984. Just recently.
Wait a minute, in Israeli karate?
Israeli karate is...
Define the difference
on and off for the last couple of years.
I've never heard of Israeli karate.
It's called Krav Maga, called contact combat. And it's from the Israeli military, and basically it's a no-rule self-defense. If someone puts their hands on you, you will end the fight.
Oh, so what do you mean? If a wrestler slaps you across the face, you would
That's
use
business.
it in that case?
I didn't know Krav Maga at the time.
Oh,
Even
so
though I knew other stuff, but not the Krav Maga.
I'm not sure. So at that moment, you did not know Israeli karate.
At that moment, I knew nothing except how the hell do I get the fuck out of this situation right now?
You might have to use Israeli karate to get out of this interview.
On him, please. I can't anymore.
No, I was just messing around with Jimmy.
By the way, you make it out like the second we met. It's like,
and you were telling me he was crying like a baby.
He's what?
You crying like
Don't
a baby. I want him off the show. I want him off the show. What are you doing to me? What are you doing to me?
This.
I see.
Does this come with a bib and a diaper? What the fuck is going on?
What is this? Let me choke you out again there, Jimmy, huh?
We have on film.
See, there is. Oh, no, see. I shouldn't even ask that question. Go ahead, Jim.
Oh, dear
All
God.
right,
go ahead, brother.
It's all
Could you
fun.
put up the video
I
where
love
put a sleeper
Pharaoh.
hold on his ass?
I love the Pharaoh. It's all right. It's all
Yeah,
fun.
but by the way, just for the record, when we first met, he was very kind to me. He saw how much
I still am kind
he saw
to you.
What kind of? He saw how much. He saw how much I smoke. And he pulled me to the side. He's like, Pharaoh, you're gonna kill
I'm
yourself.
going to tell you
What are doing?"
how nice I am to Jim.
Go ahead.
Oh, no,
Okay?
here we go. I've never even got a Christmas card, but go ahead.
I'm going to give you an
Wait a
example.
minute, he's Jewish. Why would I
I'm
get a
gonna give
Christmas
you-
card? Hey, go ahead.
I'm going to give you an example.
All right.
If I saw Jimmy drowning in a vat of quicksand,
Yeah.
I would help Jimmy because I like my fellow man.
Wow.
I would take my size 12 boot
Right.
and shove it and step on his head and push him
it down,
under because
yeah.
that's how much I care
You
about
would do that to Jimmy?
Yeah.
I don't like you anymore.
By the way, if I pull him into that hole, watch him sink 30 times faster than me.
Wait a second.
Because you weigh a few pounds there. buddy.
Listen, I'm not Jim Savali. I could take a shot and come back for another.
Who's
Okay.
Jim Savali?
What are you talking?
I don't even know that guy.
I'm not like the other guy. I'm not like the other guy.
Who is that guy?
I could take a shot and come back.
We should have bleeped that. All right, go ahead,
I
Pharaoh.
don't even know who he's talking
Neither
about.
do
quite
I.
honestly, but what are you gonna do?
Oops. I guess that's a name I shouldn't mention.
I don't even know who he is.
Oh, okay.
I think he died back in 1993.
Okay.
Was he the first part of the resume I was supposed to read? I can't anymore. I really can't anymore. I got to ask you, Eric. As an agent, do you ever struggle over what you're going to charge people? I mean, does it?
You mean like at the gimmick table?
Yeah, is it pressing over what you're going to charge people, especially during COVID right now? That's a great question.
No.
I try.
No. People will spend money. I mean, in the early days, I charged less. Nowadays, I charge a little more because it's just what the
But
market.
do you feel bad for like people, like he said in COVID,
I feel
they got no money?
I feel bad for nothing. My job's to take your money.
Wow.
It's like playing the 3-card Monty in the city.
Yeah.
You know, instead of stealing your money, I'm giving you something. I'm giving you an autograph. I'm giving you a photo op. I'm giving you something for your money. But I'm here to take your money. My job is to take your money, and I'm better at it than anybody else.
Matt,
out there.
you learning on this?
You know, somewhere in Queens right now, after that statement, I can hear at the top of his lungs.
I could get blood from a brick. You understand?
Oof.
Yeah,
Must be that Israeli karate. Bam! Watch that brick.
Blood from stone. That's the
Be
term.
all
That's the
over the
term.
place.
Blood from stone.
Listen, I know you're married. You got a child.
Yes.
But you traveled with these guys before you were married.
Yes.
Did the ring rots follow these guys later, like as you were promoting them?
Not if it happened. Nothing that I saw. There's tons of
So
stories.
like you put them in a hotel room. You stayed in hotel rooms
I go
next
to my
to them,
room.
right?
I go to. In the early days, sometimes I shared rooms with the guys just to save on expenses. That's with certain guys. Other guys, I had my own room. You know, now currently I have my own room. I don't like sharing rooms. I need my own room.
So you didn't see any ring rack action?
Not that I know. No.
Did anyone ever come up to you and say, "Hey, I don't really have any money for Iron Sheik's autograph, but I could come hook up with
yes.
you in your hotel room"?
No. This is what happens. So, if someone doesn't have money and they come at the show, you know, I'm a fair guy, but I believe in nothing for nothing. So, if you don't have anything, if you don't have money, you're doing push-ups or sit-ups. If you can't do a push-up, you have to do something. It promotes nothing for nothing. You got to work for something. I'm promoting health and fitness. So you're working. So if you give me 20 push-ups, I'll sign a picture for you.
Really?
Or you can take a picture for them if you don't have money. Or if you can't do a push-up, do a sit-up. Anybody can do a sit-up. Anybody, do something.
So you just want something for your money?
I want something for the money. Do something for me. Jumping jacks.
I don't know, man. Honestly, if I was you, I wouldn't be
it.
asking for a jumping jack. I'd probably ask for something else. But that's whatever tweaks your thing.
I want something for something, so that you got to earn it. You have to earn.
Have you
earn
seen
it.
what some of these wrestling marks look like? You're not asking for something else. Are you kidding me?
I mean, you got to see these kids
Wait,
that
you don't
come.
think
That
that's
come. I
good
make them do push-ups, and they're down, pushing, and it's sometimes I feel bad for the fat kid who's having trouble. But if you want that picture with that wrestler, you better do it.
Wow, the fat kid.
Well, I got heat because I was at a convention many years ago. Blind person came up. I went in the guy's wallet. I took a 20 out of the blind one, but I did it right. I didn't take 40 out of the wallet.
This is why we got this super agent on
I only
the show.
took 20 out of the wallet because that was the price I agreed with him.
Wow, stealing from the
and God knows if the blind guy was only working blind and knew what I was doing, actually saw what I was taking, so I didn't want to get caught with my hand in a cookie jar. I only wanted to take what I told him I was going to take.
So after you got done with him, would you go to the next guy, the deaf guy, and call him an asshole? I mean,
I've done that too.
You see what I'm getting at here?
Yeah, I felt bad for you when the Iron Sheik slapped you.
I was at a show in Amish country in Lancaster, PA, with Tommy Dreamer. My wife was there as a witness.
Wait a minute, you're in so you're bringing in a wrestling event to Amish country?
No, I was a vendor there, and I had Tommy Dreamer as my guest at a wrestling show because I booked him.
Yeah, in Amish country.
I booked him for a wrestling show. It was at Lancaster Host Resort, and the promotion ran, and I had Tommy Dreamer as my guest. And the guy came up in the wheelchair. It's like, you want to take a picture with Tommy? Okay, come stand next to Tommy. So Tommy's looking at my wife and texting. It's like, how's the guy's going to stand? He's in a fucking wheelchair. He didn't say that. But me and my worker mode, I'm over there just like, yeah, go stand next to the wrestler. I don't give a shit if you're in a wheelchair. Just go by the wrestler. I don't give a shit. Take the picture. Get an autograph.
I'm just amazed that Amish people watch wrestling.
It's not Amish person. It's in Amish country. I didn't say Amish people.
They don't even have TVs. How are they going to watch wrestling?
That's what I'm saying.
I said Lancaster's Amish country. Doesn't mean it's Amish people there. You're lucky you get them off the damn farm.
I gotta say,
with the backwards lawnmower.
Farrow and I have seen you in action. We've had our gimmick tables at some of these events. You are the most hustling agent there is out there. Got to give you a hard worker.
Thank you.
You're a little scrupulous.
You have to be.
Little scrupulous.
A little bit.
I give everybody the best bang for their buck. You're getting something for something. If you're paying me for something, you're getting something. I'm not beating you on your money.
Gotcha.
That's all. Scrupulous is, you got to be careful how you phrase that, because I'm not beating anybody out of money.
You're giving them what they're paying for.
I'm giving you what you pay for. You may not like how you get it, but you're getting something for your money.
Yeah, makes sense. Look, you're putting the prices out there. It's not like you're changing the prices.
My prices are labeled on the table.
As long as he's
but what you lay down in bed at night.
I will upcharge you. I will do what I have to do to make my money, because that's the name of the game, making money.
With that, we'll be right back after this commercial break. All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestler and broadcast, Monty DeFaro, seen every Thursday, produced at ND Music TV in Ronkonkoma, New York. We're in a special Saturday edition with the top Northeast wrestling agent, ESS Promotions, Mr. Eric Sims.
All right, Eric, let's get to another question here. Obviously, the Israeli Jiu-Jitsu was somehow forgotten about with the Sheik, but what happened with you and Luna? I mean,
oh, God.
What are we talking here? Did you recall your Israeli Jiu-Jitsu then? Because I'm not so sure either one would be a good thing for you. I mean, what happened with Luna?
That's another story. That's another great story. That's all over the internet. So I booked Luna for Legends of the Ring wrestling conventions because I've been with Legends of the Ring since the beginning. I book a lot of talent for their show. So for that, I had Rikishi, I had Brian Christopher booked for that, Luna Vachon, and New Jack was at my table for the day. So I was touring with Rikishi and Brian Christopher. We had wrestling shows, so I was traveling with them. Normally when I book Luna, I take care of her, bring her in. I give her the attention that she needs. I couldn't do that this time because I was touring with the other guys. So I had someone pick her up, take her to the hotel. Take care of her needs, just make sure she's comfortable, settled in, yada yada yada. So fast forward to the wrestling convention. She's on the other side in the super ticket room, and I'm on the other side with New Jack, doing my thing. I came over, I said hello to her, this and that, go back to the table with New Jack to do my business. The next thing I know, she's coming over yelling, screaming like a fucking lunatic at me. For what, I don't know. And I'm like, And I'm like backing away because she's crazy. She's crazy because she's bipolar, and whatever. And you watch the video, you see no. She didn't. She just yelled and screamed about this and that. No fists were thrown. Nobody got hit. Nothing. And it was broken up very quickly by security, and I guess that was the last I seen of Luna. And then she died. She died a short time after that. And I feel bad. And I feel bad. I feel bad because I never got a chance to speak to her
that's
again.
no way to end.
Yeah, I never got a chance to speak to her again to make peace with her.
And you were angry in that video too.
Oh,
you
I
were
like
fuming.
someone cutting in my face and yelling at me and this and that. I don't, it's not, I didn't do anything wrong. I just didn't spend enough time with her. Just give her enough attention that she
Just out of curiosity, how difficult was it that day with New Jack and Brian Christopher at the same table? We're aware that New Jack.
I don't think Brian Christopher. It was
New Jack hates Brian Christopher.
No. New Jack and I were at the table. Rikishi and Brian Christopher were
nearby.
No, they were in a super ticket. They were on a super ticket.
Okay.
So they were with the Legends of the Ring promotion. Okay. I booked it for that, but they were with them at the convention. Well, I had New Jack as my special vendor guest at my table in the other room.
Before your problem with Luna, could you describe Luna for us a little bit? Was she anything like her gimmick in real life? I mean, you said she's bipolar. By the way, I just want to get this in. I think it sucks that bipolar people, it seems like it's open season.
Why you say
Because everybody else has to apologize to people of all other different challenges and backgrounds and whatever their deal is. But bipolar people, he's crazy.
I think
that's sad.
I think when people look at
obviously the Pharaoh has some bipolar. That's why I'm saying.
I think when people look at mental illness, they don't
sad,
consider
man.
it at the same level as, like, say, you had cancer
it's a
or
disability,
physical.
though.
No, absolutely.
You have to understand
it's a disability.
This is professional wrestling. There's a form of mental illness that runs rampant in professional wrestling. And it's more for either fan or talent. Even though it's not.
Are you saying we're all crazy? The whole business, the whole scene?
We would not be in professional wrestling if we were fucking all normal.
He might have a point.
Some of it mask it better than others. Some are more adapted than others. Some showcase or better than others. But there's it is what it is.
How cutthroat is this business?
It's very cutthroat.
Yeah.
They'll look you and stab you in the gut at the same time. They won't wait till you turn your back to go to stab you in the back. But I want to answer your question about Luna. Luna, I've never had a problem with Luna. Luna was always very good with me, and we always got along. And whenever I brought her in, she did business. She was great. She did business. And that's all I could ask. That's all I could ask of anybody.
Right.
As long as you come in and you get the business done that I need to get done, we're good. You're going to get paid.
Would you have changed the altercation at all, knowing that now that you know that she passed away and you never had a chance to talk to her about it? Would you have done anything differently at that moment?
If I could, yes.
Okay.
Again, all she needed is a little bit of attention. I should have given her. I don't know how I could have done it differently, but if I was able to give her more attention, the attention that she was accustomed to getting when working with me, I would have done that. She felt like brushed off by me, I guess.
Did you normally spoil her?
Well, not like buying her flowers or getting her gifts or anything like that, but just picking her up, taking her around, and just making sure have her meals, make sure her room's taken care of, whatever the typical thing that a normal good agent does for its clients.
Speaking of women, I notice cruising your website or doing working with you, I notice you don't use a lot of women talent. Why?
I can't put up with the diva bullshit. I can't deal with the prima donnas out there. I have a busy. When you come in and work for me, you have a very tight schedule. I have 3 or 4, 5 different things. If I need you ready at 7 o'clock in the morning, you better be in the lobby at 6:58 in the morning, 6:55. You better be there. If you need to do your hair, you better be up at 5 o'clock in the morning doing your hair and makeup. So you're down at 6:30. So you get your cup of coffee, get what you need. So when I need to leave in my car at 7 o'clock, you're there in my car, ready to go at 7 o'clock. I don't want you coming down at 7:15, 7:30 when I got a 2.5-hour drive to make, and I'm cutting it tight on time because I have you got rest breaks built into the stops. You may want to stop to eat. I have all these added times because anything that can go wrong goes wrong. That's what I've learned. So I always give myself extra time when we're on the road to get there. So when you cut that time down, it puts a lot of pressure on me, the driver, to get everybody there. So I can't deal with all that. I need my latte. I get this way. I'm hungry. I gotta pee every 5 minutes. I can't. I mean, listen. Everything's built in, and if you gotta go, you gotta go. We stop. It's fine. But I can't stand the whining, the bitching, the complaining, the whole whatever the divas bring.
Was there any talent you absolutely just refused to work with, even though you thought you might make some money? Was there anybody you ever said, you know what?
I always said that to the Iron Sheik. I always said that. I really said that to the Iron Sheik because I always said, and I tell everybody this: the best part about the Iron Sheik is putting him on the plane at the end of the weekend and sending him home. and the biggest fear for me is once I put him on the plane or drop him off at the hotel and I'm completely done. I call it off my watch because when you're on my watch. Right. I'm like a pit bull. I'm overbearing that everything has to be right. Because when I'm driving home after dropping the Sheik off, because smokes I don't know how I've never got pulled over with a cop because his body smells like pot and just because he smoked the gimmick all the time, and I don't know how I never got arrested or whatever. Driving home after him, I'm driving home dead of fucking winter, and my windows are all down to try to get the pot smell. The pot smell, and when it's 0 degrees out, and I'm driving home, and you get these cops that look at you while you have your windows open. I was like, please don't stop me. I mean, I'm like driving the speed, and then on occasion, I get so tired I have to pull into a rest stop to go to sleep. I'm just surprised the cop never came over to me and find out what I'm doing because I need a rest break every so. When you're going at 6 o'clock in the morning and it's 2 o'clock in the morning, when you're on your way home and you have one eye open and you just because this is the life. This is the life on the road.
Speaking of Sheik, when do you get the call to bring him to Howard Stern? How does that come about?
How do we do Howard Stern? Okay, so the whole, I guess his big internet thing of like I want to break your back, make you humble. It was on a shoot tape, so people started hearing that, and I had him come in. So I always wanted to go up to satellite radio, so I got him on the Scotty Farrell show. Sport that was at the time back in 2006 or 7, whenever it was. He was on the Howard station. Did the nighttime drive.
So you made a call to the Scotty Farrell show and said, "Hey, I'm an agent for the Iron Sheik."
I knew the producer.
Now, did they pay you for that type of appearance?
No.
Okay.
I got him to pay for the parking.
Farrell himself a wrestling fan? I'm just
yeah.
Good. That's cool. Yeah, I like
Farrell. So I got him to pay for the parking. Because you go to the city and you look forward to like $50 to park the car.
Right, sure.
To cover my parking. We'll do it for free. Whatever. I don't. At the time, I penny pinch everything. I don't want another expense. So we're up there, and Sheik's just going off. Fuck this, fuck that. I make him humble. Fuck the Ultimate Warrior. Fuck the Macho Man. I share his drugs. You seen all the rants and this and that. So Farrell took the tapes, got it to the Stern people. A couple of weeks later, I got a call from one of the producers there. We want Sheik. It's like, yes.
That's so sweet.
So,
my God. Were you jumping for joy with that phone call?
I was. The wheels were in motion from day one.
Sure.
You have no idea.
So we want Sheik, and did they pay you for that?
No, they don't pay.
Okay.
Nothing paid. Listen, the biggest radio show in the history of radio.
Exposure.
Yes.
But it's exposure for the Sheik. How are you getting exposure?
Well, I was seen on camera. I'll get to all of this. Let me build up to everything. So I had the Sheik in for some event. I forget what it was, but it was in for some event. So the day before, it was like on a Friday or something. We were doing that. So Thursday, I thought this was the most important thing in my entire life because this is a major, for me personally, this is a bucket list thing, getting on Howard Stern. Even though I got on Howard back in '93 with Elephant Boy, but this is with the Sheik and it's different, and I didn't want anything to get fucked up. So I basically shut everybody off. I went into complete total lockdown with the Iron Sheik. Once we were done, I had him into the hotel. I had him into the room. I stayed in the room with him. Nobody in, nobody out. No access to him whatsoever. I was even thinking, I had the bodyguard with me. I was thinking of having the bodyguard stand at the door all night to make sure nothing happened. In the little Days Inn hotel in East Brunswick, New Jersey, where we stayed, before we went up to the show. So, and we had a whole entourage that went up there. So the next day, everybody met at the hotel, and we drove up to McGraw-Hill Building, which is on between 48th and 49th. They're on the 36th floor, a block away from Radio City Music Hall, and we went. If you watch the tapes, it's all there. There's about 6 of us. It was me, Tom Brandy, Marcel Sincere, or the Wrestling Patriot, Rob Feinstein, and one of his helpers. I think Joe was with us, and I think one or two other people with us. And it was just like we were marking out for the Stern people. Because it's like Richard, Sal, all the people that we see, on the studio, on the show, I get to get pictures with and this and that, and the first time they were really cool with us.
How was Howard Stern himself? You walk in and there he is. How is it dealing with him? What is he like?
He's a perfect off air. He's a perfect gentleman.
Okay.
On air, it's what you see is what you get with Howard.
Right.
It's a shtick. Whatever it is, what you see. Mm-hmm. Off air. Perfect gentleman. No, I didn't make it on air the first time. I didn't make it on air. We did between 2007 and 2009. We did 4 times. I was on the second, third, and fourth time. I didn't make it into the studio the first time.
How was the immediate response after you went on Stern with Sheik?
I was great.
Did you see a huge increase in business right away, or?
Yes and no. Yeah.
Okay.
See, and I'm looking for stepping stones. Mm-hmm. So I did Howard Stern. What's the next step? The next step came as the Killers of Comedy. That's the Bob Levy and Shuley, who's the reporter on there.
Yeah.
And they were touring around the country doing Killers of Comedy. So they took the Sheik out on Killers of Comedy, and
did you get paid for that?
He got paid.
Did you get paid?
A little bit. Yeah, I got.
No, my whole point is, I get it. You do Stern for free. You're getting the Sheik's name out there. You're getting popular now. Now you're big time, right?
I got a lot of jealousy from a lot of people within the. A lot of people.
Speaking of that, right? So it's healthy competition. What you do, this kind of elevates you. We spoke about certain people who actually got in control of movies because they were in the right spots, being promoted. So good moves in business and everything else. There's this ass clown on YouTube, Dan Marotti. Yeah, Marotti. He also had the Sheik. What's the deal with that? If you were the Sheik's promoter,
well, again, Dan's up in Boston. I'm in New York. Yeah, listen, anybody can book anybody. There's no, as much as we want to think there's exclusives. There's, the talent is as loyal as their next payday, kinda. Or if they don't want to deal with a specific person, they'll push them off to an agent. So that's kind of how it works. Dan booked them a lot up there. Sometimes.
But I mean, wasn't there jealousy on your part? Like the Sheik was yours, right? I mean, you were building your business around him, and then him to go to this guy.
Yeah, but it didn't affect because it's Boston.
Well, how did
I'm in the Northeast. I'm in the Northeast. So.
Well, I saw an interview where you were asked about him from a fan. I think you were on. I don't know, the YouTube, the guy with the suit. I'm sorry, I forget his name.
Oh, okay.
Sean Oliver?
Yeah, Sean Oliver. And you basically said, I don't like Dan Marotti.
I thought Dan took advantage of the Sheik a little bit. But then again, when I talked to Dan, Sheik, it goes a two-way street. So, Sheik Sheik's a handful, no matter if it was me, Marotti, or the next guy. Sheik's always been a handful to deal with because of his personality or his persona. So it's a little give and take. So after talking to Marotti, I didn't like some of the stuff that Dan did, but like after talking to Marotti, I understood.
Well, what stuff? Like what stuff?
He shorted on some money. He didn't pay him, but like he said, Sheik missed this, or Sheik didn't do this. So like, I get it. There's give and take. So whatever, it is what it is. I mean, I currently got no issues with Marotti. I mean, we spoke, and I currently don't have any issues with him.
Just to clarify, because I'm curious, when a fan goes to something like the big event, and they see all the wrestlers, and they see all the tables, and they see all the merchandise, you look around, and you probably say to yourself, all right, maybe there's 5, 6, 7 promoters here that all had a little bit of... Is there any cooperation amongst you guys in general, or is it all backbiting and refusing to help each other? What is the level of cooperation amongst promoters who are working the same event, like a big event? Is there cooperation, or is it more like hiss, stay away from my section,
good question. A lot of people, we work with each other. So, for the most part,
Okay.
You know, like if I have a talent in and someone wants one of my guys to get, they want signatures from my guys. Okay, great. I'll get give me some signatures from your guy, and we'll call it even, or this, or they need a favor from this. Okay, so let me have a favor from
You don't
that.
have to name names, but are there actually a few promoters you enjoy saying hello to or seeing?
Every one of them.
Oh,
I
that's good.
Say, I want to say
that's good.
Again, I'd rather have. I don't. Who needs enemies, right?
Right,
I'd rather
yeah,
have.
well.
I mean, listen. You're not going to get along with everybody.
Right.
And I'm sure everybody, we each put each other over or badmouth people behind our back, and that's fine. But to everybody's face, it's all good. It's like being a phony, but it is what it is. But for the most part, I like everybody. Am I jealous of certain people? Yeah. Are they jealous of me? Oh yeah. It's just the nature of the business.
Mm-hmm.
It's good. It's healthy because it makes each of us work harder to be better at what we do.
Right.
And I want to. To me, I like to learn. I like to watch how other people do things because maybe I'm doing something wrong, or either that, or I want to learn what not to do.
Right.
Listen, I think everybody learns from each other, and then in a lot of cases, first to market is also very important when you're doing the type that you do, type of things you do. Yeah. Anyway, we'll be back after this commercial break.
We shall return.
All right, welcome back to Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Pharaoh, seen every Thursday, produced out of Indie Music TV in Ronkonkoma, New York. This is a special Saturday edition with super agent Eric Sims. We've got about 2 minutes, Eric. I'm going to turn you over to Pharaoh with the final question.
All righty, Eric. Let's throw this one at you. How come you are definitely aggressive, focused, smart? You always have a game plan. You always think big. You always dream big, and you usually get where you want to go. So I got to ask you, how come you never started your own promotion? You ever think about it?
I actually did. I actually had my own wrestling promotion. I'm not a good promoter. I don't have the time energy, or money to do it. I did back about 20 years ago. Me and Manny Fernandez started a little company called Kayfabe Wrestling Organization, and it just, for one reason or another, it didn't work out. And I worked with some other promoters. I'm more of the agent. I want to show up. I'll bring my talent. I want to get paid. I want to do my thing. I don't have the time, energy, or money to go out and hustle and get sponsors and do door-to-door sales. I'd never had that. That was never my interest. I'm not good at that. I feel, I'm okay in the wrestling setting. When you come to me, you want my product, and I sell it to you. That's good. Me going, begging.
So you're basically, what you're saying is, you're good with when you have a product that people want. You're not good in making people believe in your product that you're trying to create, right? Or convincing someone they're going to like your product.
Kinda.
You want people to say, hey, look, I like Manny Fernandez. I'm going to get his autograph. Right. I like this guy. I'm going to get his autograph. You don't want to go, hey, I built this wrestling organization. This is why you should come to see my product.
There's already so many promotions out there. And, it takes an art and a skill to be a promoter. It's just and I don't have that. I have the art and the skill to be an agent, to be.
Listen, play into your strengths, man. You're the best at what you do. I've seen you live in action.
Stay in my lane. That's my lane. That's what I want to do.
On the other hand, me and Jimmy are all about winning, right? So we're all about trampling anybody that's in front of us and behind us. So even when we pass somebody up and what we're doing, I still make sure I step on their bodies back before I go after the
just
other
like
guys
stepping on the person in the quicksand, because I care about the person. And
see, I don't care about people like that. So it's like we want to keep moving forward, but making sure the people from behind won't catch up, so we keep stomping them from behind too.
Of course.
Anyway, Jimmy and I would like to remind everyone, right after this interview with the great Eric Sims, we've got WWE superstars James Ellsworth and Gilbert in studio. And ESS, you want to promote what you got coming up?
Yes. So right after your interview with them, we're doing Facebook Live. That's right here at the Indie Music TV studios on the Eric Sims Facebook page. So tune in at 5 o'clock or around 5 o'clock for Facebook Live, and we're going to do that with Gilberg and James Ellsworth. And am I pushing the other stuff too?
Sure, go ahead.
So in August 29th, we're going to be back. We're going to be back here once again with Al Snow, Doink and Dink the Clown. Both 2 interviews on Monty and the Pharaoh Show. 2 separate interviews on the Monty and the Pharaoh Show, and we're going to do Facebook Live with both of them as well. And there's going to be a special surprise. Should I let the cat out of the bag right now?
If you want to do it, go ahead.
Do I have the permission?
You have
to do
permission.
That?
What surprise?
So you've asked for it, and it took a hard negotiating with Monty from Monty and the Pharaoh, but you wanted him, you got him, the man that ruled the world, Psycho Sid, right here in the studio for a live one-on-one interview with Monty and the Pharaoh, and right after that, Facebook Live on the Eric Sims page. So that's 3 interviews and 3 Facebook Lives, August 29th.
Well, you can't make
Ain't
it
no
more than that.
BS. You just heard it from your cult hero, ESS. And for more information and all the information that you need, ESSpromotions.com, and also my pals, Monty and the Pharaoh at montyandthepharaoh.com.
You've been watching Long Island's #1 pro wrestling broadcast, Monty and the Pharaoh. You can catch us on YouTube, the Monty and the Pharaoh page, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Anchor, Channel 115 every Tuesday, 8:30. You'll be cutting video of Eric Sims, who will be live on cable television. Yes. Early risers on Saturday, 6 a.m. to 7 a.m., 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m.
Okay.
And then on Channel 20 on Fridays at 1:30 a.m. And there's a couple other channels that we're working with moving forward, hopefully at CBS affiliate, and a couple other things going on.
Nice.
And again, we'll also be proud to announce that the Monty and the Pharaoh YouTube page and with Indie Music will be bringing back the Pharaoh's Corner, which will be a monthly segment that we'll produce. Anyway, we want to thank Eric Sims. Thank you for a great interview.
Thank you for having me again. I had the pleasure, and I hope to do this again sometime soon. Another interview.
I learned a lot about you, and this has been Mike Monty.
This is the Pharaoh. We shall return very shortly with James Ellsworth and Gilbert. Bah!